During the 3 weeks, and specifically during the 9 days, we're mourning the destruction of the first and the second Beit HaMikdash, and many of the other tragedies that happened to Am Yisrael during this time period. But I think that if we look in Tanakh, we'll find something else that happened during this time period that'll give us a little bit more inspiration and something to do positively with this. In Sefer Ezra, it describes how Bnei Yisrael came back from Bavel to rebuild the Beit HaMikdash, to build the second Beit HaMikdash. And they did. And the Beit HaMikdash was up and running after a while, and Bnei Yisrael were settling into the land. But years later, Ezra HaSofer, who was the greatest religious leader of his generation, came from Bavel to Eretz Yisrael. Why? What was Ezra's goal? It says in the Pasuk explicitly that Ezra came to Eretz Yisrael to teach Torah to his generation. Apparently, even though many Jews returned to Eretz Yisrael, they settled Eretz Yisrael, and they rebuilt the Beit HaMikdash, and the Beit HaMikdash was up and running, but they still had a ways to go. There were still religious issues that they were weak on and that they needed improvement on. And Ezra came because he wanted to be part of that rebirth. He wanted to be part of that growth. And it says in the Pasuk explicitly that the day he arrived in Eretz Yisrael was Rosh Chodesh Av, exactly during the 3 weeks. And that should teach us so much for us nowadays. Baruch Hashem, we are blessed with a return to Eretz Yisrael, with the recreation of Medinat Yisrael, and in many ways we are approaching the Geula. But what we learn from Ezra's return is that even though we've taken many steps along the way, there are still steps to go. And just as Ezra came to Eretz Yisrael and saw it as his mission to continue on that path, to teach Torah, to inspire people towards greater religious heights, so too we can see it as our job to continue in Ezra's path, to continue to inspire others towards a life of Torah and mitzvot. And in that way, just as Ezra was part of the return to Eretz Yisrael for the second Beit HaMikdash, we can be part of the return to Eretz Yisrael and rebuild Be'ezrat Hashem, the third Beit HaMikdash.